Hello, I'm Sarah Archer and welcome to the Speaking Club. The question I want to ask you today is, where does your personality fit in to your presentation style? Do you need to behave differently when you're speaking? Do you need to consider how the audience relates to you? And if so, how do you find that out? Well, that's what I'm going to be covering in this show. There are a lot of organisations and coaches, possibly even people you know, with opinions and advice about what makes a good speaker. There are probably also lots of speakers that you admire. And all of this can sometimes lead you to develop a presentation style that isn't in line with your natural way of being and your personality. I have some strong views on persona, and in this show I'm going to take a look at what it is, how important it is in your public speaking, and even how you can find out what yours is. One of my biggest bugbears about many of the well-known speaking organisations and many other coaches is that they focus on things that produce what I consider to be robot speakers. And I don't like that, because I believe not only does it result in many overproduced homogenous presenters, but this approach can undermine the confidence of those who can't or won't want to fit into the mould. And what a boring place it would be if we all did. Recently, I was at a business retreat, and during the event, each of us in the group had to spend 5 minutes teaching something to our peers. And there's this one fella called David, whose presentation style was calm and assured and very low-key. And that evening at dinner, he mentioned to me that he wanted to develop his speaking because he was going to be doing webinars to sell his high-ticket coaching program. And I said to him, David, look, we can absolutely work on developing your storytelling, add in some subtle humour and your delivery, but I'd want to make sure we don't lose your persona because you're already doing a lot of good stuff. And the problem that I've seen is whether through this sort of production line approach of speaking organisations and coaches, or just from someone trying to be like someone they admire, a lot of people lose their personality and damage their message and authenticity. I can't tell you how many people I've seen that like Gary Vee that start adding in swearing into their presentation style, and it doesn't fit with their message or their audience. I haven't got any issue with swearing personally, and I don't do it though unless I'm behind the wheel and someone cuts me up. But if effing and jeffing, as we call it in the UK, and being rough and raw is part of your brand and your persona, then by all means, JFDI. Now, one of the best people I've seen doing webinars is this bloke called Russell Brunson, and he's got a great style. It's high energy, laddish, and it fits with his audience type, that sort of gung-ho funnel builder type. But if David had tried to adopt Russell's style, not only would it be out of alignment with his persona, but also for his target customers who are feeling overwhelmed and out of their depth, I think it would be like pouring fuel on the fire. Whereas David's own cool, calm and assured delivery, coupled with his social proof and the results he gets, will be perfect to inspire that trust and confidence and hope that his audience needs to have to know they're in safe hands. One of the first books I ever read on speaking was by a chap called Roger Ailes. You may have heard of him. He's now the subject of a film called Bombshell. And although it turns out he wasn't the greatest person in the world, he did have some reasonable things to say about speaking. Particularly this: you can get what you want by being who you are. You don't have to make any dramatic changes in your personality. You don't have to assume a phony posture. You just have to be yourself at your best. The truth is, you already have the magic of good communications within you, because no one can play you as well as you can. Now, I only disagree with Roger with one thing around that, and I would say that, well, probably we disagree some other things in life as well. He's not here anymore with us, but anyway, he says you are the message, whereas I believe, teach and coach that you aren't the message, you are the vehicle for your message. Because when you speak, it is not about you. It's about successfully getting your message to land with impact with your audience. So whilst you've got to be essentially yourself, you should be free of worrying about what people think about you and how you need to come across, because it's the message that matters? Now, you might be thinking one or both of these things now. Firstly, Sarah, I don't get it. If I'm going to be myself, why do you want me to learn storytelling and be funnier? And I'm not a comedian. Or, I don't think I know what my persona is. Well, don't you worry, because I'm going to cover both of these for you. Let's tackle the first one first. Here's the thing, right? Whilst I want you to be essentially yourself, because you're in front of an audience, the likelihood is that you're going to try and influence them to see things differently or take an action. And so you need to be a little bit larger than life, and you also need to be able to engage and persuade. We've got a TV advert in the UK for these energy tablets called Berocca. And the premise of the advert is that taking this Berocca will give you extra pizzazz. For example, one of the ads has got this commuter on one of those city folding bikes. And after taking the energy drink, on the way home he does loads of BMX tricks and is really cool. And the tagline is, it's you, but on a really good day. And that's kind of like what you need to be when you step in front of an audience. Just about 1/3 more energy and pizzazz. Okay, the second critical point is that you understand, right? Storytelling and humour are the secret weapons for communication success. Stories are so powerful because they open up your audience's mind and lead them to experience aha moments through the journey of the hero in the story, whether that's your story or someone else's that you're telling. And if you can sprinkle a bit of humour into that story and get people laughing, that's magical, because they'll listen to you more, they'll remember what you said, and they'll be more likely to share your story and your message. Cool. But what if you don't really know what your persona is? Well, I think underneath it all, we've all probably got an inkling. When I teach people to do stand-up comedy, one of the first things I do is get my students to identify their persona and comedic flaw. And I give them a questionnaire, and they write the answers, and then they give feedback in front of the group. And normally there's a few surprises because they don't see things that the audience sees in terms of looks, attitude, and so on. But oftentimes there's a lot of crossover too. You see, in comedy, your persona is absolutely critical to your success, because you've got to be aware on what the audience might pick up on about you so you can use it to your advantage. But as you'll have gathered by now, I think knowing your persona and how your audience are likely to relate to each other is a big factor in your success in any form of sharing your message, whether that's on stage, off stage, in conversation, or online. I want you to think about your speaking persona and how you want to convey yourself to the audience. Is the way you present or want to present matched by your natural everyday body language and mannerisms? Or are you creating this stage persona to suit the style of someone you admire? Right, so what I want to do is, for those of you that aren't sure, is ask you some questions for you to think about an answer. And when you're done answering them, go and ask some people who you trust to tell you the truth and see if they answer the same way about you. Okay, so here are the questions. First of all, I want you to think about how you come across in relation to these different options. Number 1, are you submissive or dominant? Are you full on or laid back? Are you superior or equal? Are you a bit more of a ranter than a sharer? Are you dismissive or supportive? Are you cool or a clown? So to give you a bit of a benchmark, I thought I'd answer the questions to show you how I think I come across, and then you can see if you think I'm being deluded or bang on. Okay, so first of all, I think I probably come across more dominant than submissive, although my dog doesn't do what I say. I'm more full on than laid back. Someone once compared me to a Duracell bunny. I think I come across as equal rather than superior, because I want to be your friend rather than your boss. I can rant when it's something I'm passionate about, but I think most of the time I share more than tell. Oh, and I think I probably lean towards dismissive. So I'm more of a pick yourself up, fix it, get on with it, than let's buy a tub of ice cream and waller together person. And I think I'm probably a clown, even though I'd love to be cool. So when I'm preparing my material, rehearsing and on stage, not only would it feel like work and uncomfortable for me to try and be the opposite of my natural persona, but the audience would also feel that there wasn't something right as well. Okay, so let's have a think about Gary Vee this time and see what you think about him. Well, I know what I think. So I think he'd definitely be dominant. He's absolutely full on. He has this superior air. He is a ranter. He is dismissive, and he is cool. So what do you think about you? Go and do the exercise. Pause the video if you want, or do it afterwards, and then ask someone to give you feedback. Okay, so here's what I want you to take away. You've already got a stage presence, and it's important that you stay true to who you are. Yes, learn some skills to make your message more engaging, to develop your confidence and your delivery, but keep the essence of you, because it's your message and there's no one better to deliver it. Excellent, right, I hope you found that useful. And if you want to get more help with your talk, content, pitching and presenting, storytelling and humour, then do subscribe to the channel. And if anything in this video resonated with you, then let me know. I'm all over social media, and you can find some more stuff to help you with your journey at saraharcher.co.uk. Cool. Well, that's all from me for this video. Just got one thing to leave you with. Go out, grab your life by the nuts, and get cracking. See ya.